Hey Aries, hello. I know it's been a while. I hope you guys survived Mercury retrograde in Taurus in your second. As I said, it was gonna be a little cray cray, and with that full moon in Scorpio, and honestly, Mercury didn't disappoint. Hang on just a second, guys. So just a couple of announcements. I am filming these on June 8th. So the videos that I'm posting. So a couple of announcements. I want to come back to do readings. Unfortunately, I have a non-malignant tumor that has to be removed on June 20th. They are going to biopsy it. Don't freak out. So far we think it's non-malignant, which is great. The thing is that kind of messes with me opening up for personal sessions. If you would like to tip me in order to help me pay for these, pay for my doctor's bill, that would be great because your girl don't have insurance. Because I am running this business as a self-owned business owner. Anywho, or if you would like to book a session with me, I'm gonna have to. I don't know how long the recovery time is as far as me doing personal readings at this time. So I'm going to have my calendar blocked off for pretty much till at least the end of June in terms of personal sessions. So the tips are only going to be available. Because I thought I was going to come back after this retrograde and, be like, hey, doing readings. But apparently Spirit was like, nah, girl, you got to go get stuff taken care of. Hold on. I use this for personal readings for myself. So give me just a second. Make sure no cards are in here. Sometimes I do that. Also, I did want to let y'all know, I do have content on Patreon, readings that you guys can have access to while I am gone. Technically they were for May and April, but honestly, readings are essentially timeless, and the rites, rituals, spell work, and incantations from May, they pretty much are a doorway to whatever timeline you want to move into. Okay. So, and that's with the Mother Isis Oracle deck. So I already pulled, and you also get messages. I already pulled that. I went through how to do the spell casting. So if that is what you are interested in, you can definitely join my Patreon groups and check those out. I don't know if I will be able to have the full moon in Sagittarius reading posted like I wanted, just because I am going to be busy. Like, I only have 2 days to film and get y'all's readings done, and that's it. Because where I'm living, I am currently not only being stifled, but we also have family coming over and staying for a whole week. And I love them, but they're not quiet. So, so that's why I'm like, I'm hurrying to get these done. I had hoped for the 20th, but apparently I won't be back till at least July for personal sessions. So maybe even the videos. So we'll see how this goes, but I'm going to go ahead and pull these oracle cards, these dragon oracle cards, just to see what's going to happen. I really like this and doing the Fae blessings and the Dragonfae oracle. It's just, they're like my family. These decks, they have energies that they're very inviting, and I just have a lot more fun with them. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing tarot. Oh, I have fun with tarot too, but I have so much fun with tarot and personal sessions. So show me, please, my beautiful dragon oracle deck. What are the messages you have for Aries going into June and into July, beginning of July? Ooh. Okay. Not bad. I'm going to pull from the Dragonfae oracle in a little bit. Now, the thing is this dragon, oh, Jesus Christ, hang on. Let me get these. I know there are like a few other cards in here. See, during Mercury retrograde, I have been doing a lot of self-work. Also, if you guys would like to join my TikTok, I have a feeling I will be posting more on there. As far as doing live readings, I'm not really sure if I will be doing that again until everything's settled with the retrograde. So I'm sorry, with surgery, leave it to me to get, literally, I'm almost in the clear out of Mercury retrograde, and this tumor is like giving me pains. And I have to go to the doctor, and they're like, you have a non-malignant tumor. Really? Like Mercury, I swear, Mercury always has a joke on me. But you know, that's just how he is when he's in retrograde, guys. And I know it kind of sucks, especially because for you, this month was not funny. Like what happened in June to all of us in the collective wasn't funny, especially in my country right now, because there's so much turmoil that they're like, it's like unnecessary turmoil. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like for you guys, in your second house of inner security and your money, Mercury retrograde really turned your world a little upside down. So show me please my beautiful Dragonfae beings. I need to see for why the fire dragon is reversed. Okay. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, happy one. Okay. So here's the deal, Aries. So far, I have the earth and air dragon starting out in June. That's a pretty good start. I would say this is kind of where we're at going into next week. Now, the earth and air dragon is a representation and perfect balance of heaven and earth. This is a message for you to learn to stay grounded, ground your visions, manifest your hopes and dreams. Now, Aries, I love you because you're a fire sign and you are the first sign of all of us. You are very important because you have this momentum that nobody other than Scorpio can match, I would say. And even then, Scorpio, when Scorpio gets tired, they're like, I got to take a break. You, on the other hand, you know, you've been needing a break and you're still going. And I would say Sag can kind of match that a little bit, but even when Sag is frustrated, they kind of rage quit and then go back to it. So the point is Aries, the reason I'm mentioning this is because you're the sign of the big bang. You are like, here, I'm in, let's go, let's drive. I'm, cruising. I'm not going to stop because you're ruled by the masculine sign of planet, AKA Mars, which is Aries in the Greek Roman myth. And he is a god of war, but he is not only a god of war, given it's the god of chaotic war, but he's also the god of starting things, of physical activity, movement, exercise, sexuality, in terms of like how you have sex with somebody. And this also, it's a sign of passion. It really is a planet of passion. If you understand a little bit more about Scorpio, you'll understand a little bit more about how to channel your Mars. Now, depending on where your natal Mars is going to depend on how you use this energy in order to bring peace and balance into your life. Because here's the thing, as much as I love fire signs, you have to understand, as the Fieries water sign and on the cusp of the last fire sign, I understand sometimes people have said, even to me, like, you move like a freaking comet in readings, like from other readers. And the thing is, Aries, is this is kind of a time where I know we talked about slowing down your momentum in May and how that might be hard, but this is different than taking that message of slowing down and resting. This is now, okay, let's get active, but let's keep an even pace. Okay. Because if you go too fast, you're going to use too much of your energy and then you will burn out. And so in order to do this, I would usually tell people, oh, ground in your second. Unfortunately, your second has been through way too much of turmoil for you to ground down. So you are being called to ground into other areas of your chart. Now, depending on where your sixth house is or your 10th, those are going to be the areas that you want to channel this air and earth dragon. Also, of course, air would help you, communication. But what exactly are you trying to ground down? Because if you're trying to ground partnerships, you automatically are going to have to look at your seventh house, which is on the progression wheel, generally Libra. That would be a Venus sign. If you are trying, or if that doesn't work, you could do Pisces. So if you don't have that, or Cancer, you could do Cancer, but I feel like Cancer is just too much for you guys in terms, because that would be more communicative grounding, right? But it's Cancer, so it's going to be highly water, and on top of that, it's going to be extreme. I'm sorry, it's your fourth house. It's going to be extremely emotional. And the thing is, I feel like Taurus, Taurus's sun sign season with that Mercury retrograde really burned y'all out emotionally. Even though Taurus is not a water sign, it is still a divine feminine sign as an earth element. So it still has those feminine qualities to us of the bursting of emotions. And also Taurus is also a Venus sign. So you could do any one of those three. I don't recommend Taurus just because we got to take the heat off Taurus for a little bit. Taurus has been through a lot. So that's why I'm saying try Libra, try Pisces. If that doesn't work, you could do Capricorn or Virgo placements in your chart, which would be or your 6th or your 10th. So you've got the 12th, the 7th, the 10th, and the 6th together. You have areas of opportunity if you have air or earth signs in those placements, or if you have both, perfect, because then you can activate them in a way that's going to bring you the stability that you're looking for. Again, if it's air, you're going to do communications. If it's earth, this is where now that Mercury is direct, you can look for 3D opportunities to move forward because you would have already have done the research during the retrograde in order of what is it you want to do in building a plan, or at least looking to build a plan. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So that's how you're going to bring this balance in heaven on earth to you. Now, this actually is an interesting dragon. I actually have worked with this dragon. Now, this isn't totally bad that this dragon is reversed, especially in this deck. The reversals in this deck are a little bit different. This is more with this dragon oracle. You have to work the kinks out on what is it you need to work on within you in order to open the gateways to work with this dragon, right? Now, since it's reversed, this is telling me that this is closed. This is actually a fire protective dragon. So the fact that he's reversed is kind of like, I wonder what's going on here. Like, not like bad, but I'm just like, interesting. I've never seen that happen before. And I've done readings with this deck before, plenty of times to know that I've never seen this reverse. So he wants to face you, which is okay. But for me, I'm like, okay, what is it we have to work on in order to activate him? We're going to get to that in a second. Now, I will be honest, I am not, this dragon deck was kind of based on Christianity, which I'm not a big fan of. So for any of you out there that are Christianity, please, I don't hate on you. I was brought up in that and it just doesn't resonate with me. The dragons, the fae, the Dragonfae do, and spirituality does. And we're going to leave it at that. I'm not going to fight with anybody. That's why I have the comments closed. Because when I fight with people, I make them cry. So sorry, not sorry. So the thing is I still use this deck, even though it has those elements, because I like it because of the messages that it talks about with dimensions. Now, this is actually the Golden Kristen dragon, and it talks about bringing you higher love so that you embody this like beautiful light ray. It says Christ light, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to say this beautiful light ray, like the highest light ray you could be. So it's talking about absorbing this beautiful light and that you are protected and to expand your heart and remain in the 5th dimensional realm. Now, notice how this dragon of protection is reversed, and then all of a sudden you get the dragon of protection here. So that's why I pulled these 2 cards to see how we're going to activate this protective fiery energy, right? So we have the door, hide keys door, a knock on the door. Now, this is also in reverse. I have actually, obviously, I've slept with this card under my pillow, if you can see the creases. I have worked with it, and it's different for everybody, actually, because I've had it come up with in readings for other people. And the door varies from person to person is the best way I can explain it. Because for me, when I did this, I actually had a dream about a door like from the labyrinth, except I didn't have the knocker talking to me. I had to figure out how to open the door without a key. Okay. So that was kind of an interesting dream to have, because there was another door behind it, right? Like in the dream, that it looked like the same door, but that one you could open with a key, but it was like this terrible, like, I didn't get good vibes from it in the dream, so I closed it. And so I was like, okay, but there was light popping through, the seams here in that dream. So I was like, that's the door I want, but there's no key. How do I open it? And I kept like looking and looking for ways in the dream to open it, all these different ways, right? Like I was driving myself insane in that dream, just looking for the key. And I would like knock on the door to see if it was hollow, maybe it was a trick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought maybe it's like a trick where you like knock on it and you'll find the hollow spot and that'll be the way you open it. Literally at the end of my dream, a guide came through and goes, seriously, Luna, all you got to do is open the door. So the point of that dream was telling me that I was in control and it wasn't a trick. And essentially that door, I could have opened it at any time if I had just tried to open it before looking for a key, that it was unlocked the whole time. So, that's actually kind of funny. I've never told anybody about that dream with this card, but it talks about like you just going through and just trying. I'll be honest, in that dream, I didn't even try to open it with the doorknob. I just automatically started looking for a key because I'm so used to things being blocked, locked, and me having to go through those trial and error before I can open something in the energetic plane. I just love how my guide goes, Jessica, all you gotta do is open it. There you go. Go on. That was pretty funny. So when I've had this come up for someone else, this didn't talk about a literal door. It again did talk about a metaphysical door, but it talked about the door in a sense of career. This person was wanting to get a job in a career field that was open, but was constantly using like test scores as a form of limitation. So I suggested, because this card came up this way, here it's in reverse, which tells me there's something here that we need to unlock first. The door is already open for you. So whatever that is, that's great. This is going to help you channel into this protective dragon energy. But what I had to suggest to my friend / client about this door was, instead of trying to apply in the same field of, it was to be a doctor, but it was to be a specific type of doctor. I was like, why not try looking at it from an aspect of, you're still a doctor, but it may not be like an OBGY surgeon, for example, but let's say you work in the NICU. Okay. So it's still the same field, but you would have a better chance at that. And sure enough, came true this year. So I predicted that last year. So, and it had happened, which is awesome. So we're both really happy about that. But it worked out. So the thing is you also have here Shenigyu. I hope I'm saying his name right. He's really cool. Be light of heart. Now I have worked with this guy before too. He is actually from, I want to say Taoism. Let me read the book real quick because I've worked with him like one time, but every time after that, I know, oh, okay, I need to be in my playful energy. This isn't a time to be serious and upset. Like, yes, it's okay to feel upset and be serious when it is needed, but there are also times where you need to let your inner child play and come out in order for you to maintain light and positivity, and also to embrace these energies around you. So he says, I'm going to go ahead and read from the book on this one. I am a Dragonfae, thus I am at once a being of copious laughter and of earnest and deep study. Being Dragonfae, I know when to put aside my serious work and my mission and play, laugh, and love. I know the importance of devoting myself to playtime that balances, soothes, and heals my heart and lifts the heaviness that sometimes accompanies my days. Can you do this? Or are you too caught up in being taken seriously? There is a perfect balance between seriousness and cosmic matters and playful lightheartedness to be found. Be earth and star are necessary for all of us. We are indeed galactic being ourselves, but most of all, your hope and optimism is paramount right now. Take heart, for delight and joy is yours. You are able to experience a true reversal in your inner self. You will now think magically and attain mystery of magical consciousness. What you think, what you are manifests about you at all times. What you are now is the delicious, lighthearted, magical being that you were born to be. You are like a beautiful shining star, its light magically transforming everything it touches. Rays of light beam out from you, and your body is awash with healing green energy and fresh new life. You are now dancing in the air, lifted up in the strength of your own experience and friendships, and you will do well to wear the divine color violet, while the gentle zephyr helps you move in the direction of your dreams. So zephyr is a reference to wind, or the god of the wind in Greco-Roman mythology, just FYI. You are flying and totally supported in this new belief in your magical ability to transform your life into one of delight and hopefulness, where your companions are uplifted by your vibrant yet gentle energy. When we allow ourselves to shine, we become who we are always meant to be. And by example, we encourage others to become who they truly are. Drop the heavy nature of punishment, guilt, and beliefs that no longer serve you. You can enter heaven as you are indeed lighthearted and a true healer. You are a powerful role model for others. You have experienced the joy of setting your sights high and healing powers of self-belief. Keep up the wonderful work. You still have many experiences ahead of you on your journey, but this energy of the star is now your companion and your divine inspiration. And he actually bridges the book says he bridges the Eastern and Western thought systems together. He is a teacher and also a student, but has a wonderful sense of humor, which honestly, Aries, you guys love pranks. This is the time where if you're going to do pranks or you want to like do lighthearted pranks, you know, things like that, don't do anything outrageous, but you know, I know you guys like to joke and kid around like that in the form of pranks and being sneaky. Now is the time where you might, you know, do a whoopee cushion or something at your house and, you know, as a joke to someone who will understand it's a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just do it because I tell you, do something that'll get your laughter going that won't harm anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, or emotionally like stun them with your joke at your expense. This is about like everybody being included in the joke. You know what I'm saying? Not just, you know how like when you grow up and you have friends who you have practical jokes with or inside jokes with, it's like that energy. This is what I need you to bring to channel in. And then once you do, you will open up the fire dragon energy, because dragons are very protective. No matter if it's the Dragonfae, the dragon oracle, they are extremely protective to whoever they work with. And I'm pointing this out now because once you do that, you can invoke this fire dragon energy to come through, because it burns up lower leveled energies around you. You are safe and protected. Be determined and inspired. Clear your soul pathway. You can then, once you become lighthearted and laughter, then this energy will come through. Boom, boom. You've got all three in the upright, and then you have this divine protection as well. So again, divine protection. You have it like 3 times in this reading, Aries, which is awesome. But I want you guys to understand, living life in fear that you are not protected is essentially putting yourself in a corner. And I don't like to see anybody do that to themselves, especially when it comes to readings, because I just want people to know they are always divinely protected. Believe me, I know this because I've worked with my guides for so long. Even before I started working with them, they were always protecting me, and I just didn't know it, but I had an inkling that it was them, you know, even before I started doing like psychic mediumship and working with tarot cards. So in just a second here, let's see what the Fae blessings are, because remember, these are fairy blessings. So this is what's going to work for you for the month of June going into the first week of July. Let's see for Aries, what do my beautiful Sealy Court beings from the Fae realm want to say to you guys? Give me just a second. Oh, that was a little hard. I couldn't even bend the cards that time. Weird. There we go. Show me for Aries, please, my wonderful Sealy Court. Okay, that one's reversed. We're not going to accept that. Remember, anything in reversal with this deck is more or less a gift, a blessing that hasn't come to you yet. You're not ready for it. So we're only accepting blessings that we are ready for. Show me my beautiful Sealy Court blessings that are ready for Aries. Okay. Okay, Aries. The Fae are kind of making you wait it out, which is interesting for me because that means it must be some big blessing or something you're going to have to learn to cultivate on. Oh, there I go. Okay. Oh, let's see. Oh, we got a lot. Okay. All right. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, this is perfect, Aries. Okay. So you actually have a lot to work on. I normally don't pull this many, but they all fell through. So here's the first blessing you have to work on. It is a blessing of a safe place in the world, which I just told y'all living in fear is not going to help you. It doesn't necessarily help anybody, honestly. Yeah, it keeps your projections going, but you can't constantly worry about not being protected, right? Because you don't live your life. So this is talking about you actually do have a safe space waiting for you in the world right now. And on top of that, you can also ask and invoke these beings to come in when you don't feel safe, to come in and protect you. Again, we ask the Fae by coming in. We ask the goddess Freya to come in and help us to channel these energies or invoke them to come into, don't let them come into your house. Let them like go around your house. Okay. But if you're out and about and you feel like something's off, and you just need that little extra bit of like, you feel like you need to be safe, or you need like a bubble around you, you can definitely invoke these beings. They're gentle. They're generally sweet. And I say generally because sometimes the Fae are the Fae. And if they are nice to you, they will 9 times out of 10 be, you be nice to them and vice versa. So I wanted to point this out, but they want to come in and help kind of make you feel safe and bring this surrounding to you immediately in your space and around you throughout the month, which is great because I know last month is really hard on you guys. I know you guys being the sign that is ruled by 0 to 7 years of age, your inner child has been severely rocked. And I think I love working with the Fae so much is because they not only like bring out your inner child and allow you to feel cultivated and safe in doing so, and will protect you in doing so, but they will also like help you retain that innocence and renew it and help you find yourself in the midst of going through that, especially when, like I said, your inner child's world has literally been like broken to pieces. So it's like they kind of give you that safe space and they teach you about like how to get back in contact with it again in a safe way, which is rather nice. We like that. But that, when I say we like that, I mean the collective. Like we all like that. So the next you have the gift of sharing. Now, Aries, I know you guys, y'all are not big sharers. Most of y'all don't even like to talk on the phone very much. And if you do, it usually means you have a chatty Gemini placement or Earth sign placement. Super rare, but I've seen it happen with one. I knew an Aries who had like 5 Taurus placements and was really chatty, which I thought was very interesting. That's what I thought was so funny. But the thing is sharing though, in terms of sharing, it was still consistent even with that one about like sharing space. They would only share when they felt comfortable. And that's the thing about you guys, Aries. Y'all only share when you feel comfortable. Most of the time, y'all don't really share and you keep things to yourself. And this isn't a time for that. This is a time to share open-heartedly, unconditionally, within reason. And, what I like is it shows the mermaids and the regular Fae together, and they are playing and laughing, and it kind of opens us up against this kindred spirit energy. It opens up doorways for us in terms of how we're going to work together, right? Because if we share, it allows us to make friends, for us to work with others, and for us to also learn from them and from them to learn from us. And that's how we make alliances, right? That's not only how we make alliances, this is how we keep each other safe, et cetera, et cetera. The Fae, in the sense, the way they share is you share with them. The best way to explain it is you share with them without knowing you share with them. And in the beginning. So the best way I can explain it is, for example, my keys kept going missing a lot when the Fae were really making themselves prominent several years back in my life. And my keys would always go missing, no matter where I had them, no matter like, and it was only in my room. It was only in my room. This is how I knew the difference between people taking my keys and the Fae taking my keys, because when those keys were in my room, they would go missing. When the keys were in my room, and it was when other people weren't here, but when other people were here and those people would take my keys, they would hide them in the couch, they would hide them away from me, and all the time, so I couldn't do errands. That's the difference. When I tell the Fae, I want my keys back, and I'm yelling and cursing up a storm, and all of a sudden I hear them being, falling off somewhere that they weren't there before. That's how I know the Fae took them. Another time is they like shinies, so they'll take things, unintentionally. They'll give them back. You just got to let them know you want it back, and they will. But the trade-off is when you work with the Fae, it's essentially like you learn about sharing, because they take things, but then they bring them back, especially if it's important to you. Like, they won't lose it, they will bring it back. But what they also like to do is they'll share resources with you. There was a funny TikTok where a girl was like, oh, I only have 3 eggs. Okay, well, I'll go get more tomorrow. And then she had like little fairy dolls like surrounding her kitchen. The next day she goes into the kitchen, she has 3 more eggs that she only was supposed to have 1 that day, and 3 more popped into her carton. And she looked at her little dolls in the TikTok and goes, okay, I like that you guys shared the eggs with me, but where in the hell did they come from? That's the magic of the Fae. They share like that, they share resources. Or one person, and I actually did try this, one person was like, hey, I told the Fae rent is going up, so they have to help me pay rent. And all of a sudden they started finding coins everywhere. So that's their way of like sharing with people. You have to kind of be upfront with them about like, yo, this is a problem, I don't really agree with this, but it is what it is. And then like they'll help come up with the resource. They will. And that's what I think the Fae are kind of wanting you to work on is, see, you notice how I keep saying they share, but they have the resource. What they do is they share knowing they know where to gather the resource. They know how to access it. They don't come from scarcity. They actually come from a lack of scarcity mode, which is amazing, because when you start working with them, you essentially learn a lot about sharing resources, equitable exchange, etc., etc. So that's something that I think you do need to work on in this month. And it is a blessing, because once you share, you get that, you give to receive, but you also get to receive as well. So that's kind of nice. Hold on. Jesus. Give me a minute.